Oh yeah. If it wasn't for this chair, I would be sitting on the floor. Because I forgot. I got like four of them. I forgot mine. So now on the truck, I noticed that when I first put the camper on the truck, it went all the way down. I mean, it went from 39 inches on the tailgate, and it went down to 29. I mean, so I'm thinking, why did it go? No, it didn't go 29. It went 33. So it went down 6 inches. And I'm thinking, why did it go down so much? It's the shocks. I was driving it and I was noticing that I got a lot of bounce and bottoming out. It'll boom. You can feel the springs go to the max. They can't bend anymore. So the shocks are not helping. The springs are taking all the load. So one of the things I'm going to do when I go back is to install a new set of ranchos in the rear. And I remember I got ranchos on the Blazer. I don't know if they're 2,000 or 9,000. I got to find out which is the correct one for the weight that I'm carrying from the camper. So also the air conditioning is starting acting up again. Not the air conditioning, the fan. It was blowing and not blowing, blowing and not blowing. So I got to look into that. But it's blowing. It was blowing when I got here. So got to figure that out too. Other than that, I had it aligned. I had a wheel alignment, and everything's fine. It was straight, right on the money. So everything was doing okay. This is my breakfast. This is what I have at home. Nature Rally bars, granola, or what is this? Maple brown sugar. I don't have breakfast with the eggs, and I do, but not every day. So now, tomorrow, the plan is to hike back in there, and I went back there a few years ago and I found a small pond, so I'm hoping that the pond's still there. And I'm just gonna, be 100 yards away or so, whatever I can get away, and see if there's some deer comes down. I already heard some trucks running by, so the main road is down that way. You can hear the vehicles. So there's some hunters already coming up here. But I was surprised what they did here. They're actually cleaning up the forest. It's about time. Because the people running the state, they're just morons. Let yourself have a pile of trash in your backyard. Every year, just dump trash. Don't dump it in your containers. Just dump the trash in the yard. Do that for 4 or 5 years, and then one day put a match to it and see what happens. The whole neighborhood's gonna go up, and that's what's going on with these forests. They don't clean them. They were never being cleaned for years. Years. Too much debris on the ground because nobody is using it anymore, like the Indians did, and they don't allow you to have campfires, so you can't burn it either. And basically, when the drought ends and we get regular rain and stuff, they're not going to allow you to burn it either. You know why? Carbon monoxide. Putting CO2 in the atmosphere, they don't want that. So the fire camps, the fire pits are gone. Unless you have a gas or propane fire pit, that I was thinking of buying one, but it just doesn't fit in my camper. That's when we go camping with family, and I can put the tailgate on, and then I can put the stuff on the tailgate. I can carry more stuff, but right now, no. So yeah, that's a lot of firewood right there. A lot of firewood. So I'm gonna go back there and kind of look around, because I don't know how far in did they go to get this two main piles. But I'm glad they finally get. Oh, and speaking about that, if you're from California, we're going to be voting this next November. And there's a Proposition 30 that the governor made a commercial saying that the Proposition 30 is made by some out-of-state corporation, that it's going to benefit them, and it's something about the electric cars. And when I heard that, I said, he's against electric cars? This is the guy's been pushing it. What's he talking about? So then I said, no, there's something smells, something's fishy. I told my wife, nah, this guy comes out personally to do a commercial and put down the people that are pushing for electric cars, solar panels, something about they're going to get money from the government, it's going to benefit the company. That could be true. Maybe they're selling solar panels, who knows? But still, it's part of the package that he's pushing, solar panels, wind, electric cars, and he's against it. And still I said, no, something that, I don't think so. Something's weird. Then later, about a week and a half or so, I saw a commercial from a fireman. They were talking about the Proposition 30 is for funding the fire department and to clean the forest. He called it forest maintenance or something like that. And that's what they're against. They're doing little partial things here and there, but they're not going to do the whole area where it needs to be. They're doing little partial areas, just something near the road, but they have to do controlled burning. They don't want that because of the carbon monoxide, CO2. They don't want to clean the forest because of the habitat for the rats or the squirrels or whatever. By the way, I never seen a squirrel living in a pile of trash. They're like rocks, and that's where they do their caves and stuff, in the rocks, not in rotting material. So that's when I put two and two and say, that's the answer. He's against using money to clean up the forest. And now it makes sense. So if you're from California, vote yes on Proposition 30. It'll help clean up this mess. They don't want to cut trees either. They said it the beginning of last year. We're not cutting trees. Well, there's a lot of trees that are dead, and those are fire hazards. Anything that's a fire hazard has to be removed from the forest. There's a lot of dead trees on the ground, There's a lot of dead trees leaning against another tree. They need to go in there. I know it's labor, but hey, you're gonna have a lot of people working, making money, and paying taxes. What's wrong with that? So I'm gonna vote yes on that. And on the 27th, first the Indians were saying, "Oh, it's good for the tribes," and da da da, and then they're going, "No, 26 is better, and 27 is no good," and 26. Yeah, I'm not voting for anything because can't figure it out. There's a lady say, "Oh, I looked into it. It's the outside corporations." Well, where are these outside corporations? They keep popping up when it's time to vote. It's them. It's here, manipulating everything. Though they don't want online online gambling because it might take away from the casinos. Yeah, okay. But then they say they're going to fix um, the homeless and they're going to provide housing and medicine. Well, maybe for the tribe homeless, if there are any. I don't think they are because the tribes try to take care of themselves, and they're not that many. But if they're going to say that they're going to use the money that it will go to the Indian tribes, they're going to use that money for the rest of the state to take care of the 60,000 homeless we got here. No, that's a lie. We already gave $1 billion for the homeless problem. Nothing was done. They pocketed the money. They're a bunch of thieves. Like those guys back east, I don't know exactly where, that I heard over the news that some people were using COVID money from the government and they bought homes overseas in Europe. They bought brand new cars. They stole like 200 and something million. That's supposed to go to the COVID. Now they're going to court. There's a bunch of thieves. And then you have the people asking for more services. We need this and we need that. Every time you ask for more services, we got to pay for it in taxes. They raise our taxes more and more and more. Stop asking for free shit. Get it on your own. That's why a lot of people are coming over the border because they hear all this shit about, oh, they'll take care of you. They'll give you a home. They'll get you a job. They're going to cover the medicine, the hospitals, your birth of the kids, education. You know, pretty soon they're going to start saying they're going to give you a lot of money. And they're going to be pouring in. They already are. 2 million. Because it's more than we have for a president. Man, we're up the creek here. We're really up the creek. We need to change this big time from the top down. I might not see it in my lifetime, but I know for a fact that there's going to be a revolution in this country because we're split down the middle. There are some people that have been pushing for socialism since the 1900s. And they started in New York, and they said eventually it will be the whole country. People with money, people with power. So eventually, not in my lifetime, but I think it's going to be a revolution. It's going to be a bloody one because everybody's buying guns. I've been seeing the videos of people. I don't know how they're doing it, but they're getting full automatic weapons. And that, you know, that's a little scary. This guy just stood up, didn't say a word. He aimed his gun, then you know, with a blackout 300. I was considering getting a blackout, but I just don't like the AR. So then I started looking around. To me, AR is not a hunting gun. Okay, I'm sorry. To me, it's not a hunting gun. You can hunt with it, very good. But the way it feels when I hold it, my mindset doesn't say hunting, it says war. If I'm going to go to war, that's the gun I want. But for hunting, I want something different. So I started looking around, and guess what? Uh, Ruger has a nice one, the Ruger American Ranch, and in the 300 Blackout. And I've heard of it before, but I started researching it, and it blew my mind when I found out that the 300 Blackout is a 223 necked open for a 308 bullet. And I'm going, what? So if I get another gun, it's either that or the CBA. I think it's a CBA single shot. It breaks open like a over and under. You put one round, very light, and it's a good 200-yard shot. After that, there was a guy that said that the bullet drops like a brick because you're pushing a lot of bullet with less powder because the 223 or the 5.56 doesn't have enough powder to make that bullet go further. It'll go further, but it'll be dropping, 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 dropping. So if you want a better, a flat trajectory, you wouldn't pass 200. Now you look around here, the same thing you see behind me, I have in front of me. This is the most, right here, 50 yards. That's it. You could kill a deer with a bow. This is where I used to come from with a bow. When I could pull the bow, I don't have to sell it. After the accident, I can't do crap with this arm. So I gotta think about that 300. And I talked to my friend. He goes, man, I can't fit anything more in my box because he bought some stuff that he hardly uses and he doesn't hunt. That's Mr. Comfortable that I've been inviting to come. And I noticed that he doesn't like getting up early in the morning, and that's one of the reasons he don't want to come. But he's got enough guns that when my friend was selling his guns, we took him to the shop. And by the way, he had my friend that was selling the guns, he had a 3030 gold, well, gold plated, model 94 with a railroad stake stamped on the metal, the opposite side, and it was to commemorate the 100-year anniversary of the Santa Fe or the Pacific Rail, one of those railroads up north, when they got to Utah, and they shook hands with when the two trains met, and that was to commemorate that date. And they made Winchester made that rifle, and this guy had one. I said, "Are you sure you want to sell this?" He goes, "Yeah, yeah. I don't use it. I mean." So we took it to the shop, and it got appraised at $789 or $790. So that's decent. If I didn't have, I already had a Winchester from my uncle's. He let me keep, he let me keep it for a bunch of years, and then he said one day, "Hey, I'm gonna change it for a shotgun." So he wanted it back, and I gave it to him. The 3030 is a good round for deep forest. Like what we have here. It'll knock down the deer, no problem. It's got a big nose bullet, round nose. But I have a lever action already in the Browning. And I love that gun. I love that gun. I think I will sell everything else except that one. It's light, it's accurate as hell. 308. Can't beat it. And it has a clip. You can carry 2 clips. Two magazines, not clips. I keep saying clips. Magazines. Oh, listen. That's an F8 16 looks like. When I was driving here, I was going by the current, and I hear this roaring noise that it made me jump out of my chair and say, "What the hell?" I thought something happened with the engine. It was these guys. They were flying right over me. They must have been. They were flying low, and then they went like this, and they went between two mountains. And the one guy was chasing the other, so the other one came by also. And I seen that up here. The one time I saw a white one. I've seen that again. It was the 18, the one that you can manipulate the wings, twin engine. And they were doing dogfight up there. And me and my buddy were sitting there watching the whole show. And they were just zipping by and doing sharp turns and climbing and, having fun. That's what they were doing. All right, let me see if I can get this truck leveled out since I'm going to stay here. I got to get to work. All right, guys. See you on the next one. Thank you for watching. Well, I got it done. Just put those plastic chocks that are falling apart anyways. And that helps bring up the truck a little bit. Did the other side. And I've had those plastic blocks since I bought the truck more than 10 years ago. All blue with a camper. And this is the first time I really use them. I think I used them last year. And that's it. It's a lot of flies around here that bugging me. Let me get some water or something here. Got my little ice chest. Got some ice. Get some water. Well, I'm just gonna vegetate for a while. I gotta see if I can fix that hose on the bladder. It's all rotted. I don't have nothing here. I don't have glue, tape. It's gonna have to be done at home. Well, let me stretch this thing out because I rolled that up so I can move the truck. I'm kind of I have a yes and no. Review on these steps. I was used to having the fold down that would sit here and just fold down. It would be enough for me to climb 1, 2, 3 and go in. But the truck, it is a little higher in the back, even though it dropped a lot when I put the camper, but it's still higher in the back. And there was no place to weld because the other one had a steel bumper, and the two legs, they were 24 inches apart. So there's no 24 inches here to attach it. So that means I had to weld to the hitch. I had to weld a piece, like an L metal, weld the legs on that so it could fold up and down. But being that this thing's going to be hanging in the air and you're putting weight on it, I'm almost 200 pounds. So eventually that metal going across is going to start bending. And if it does, then the step will not work right. I said, you know what? And then it's going to be catching on anything on the ground if you're going on a rough road, and it could catch on a rock, or it could catch on whatever. So I said, okay. I took it off the other one. I don't know if I should have left it because now it's sitting in the garage. But I bought this one, the 4 steps. And the only thing that bugs me, you have to back up every time you're getting out of the camper. You gotta back up and back up. Yeah, there's no way to turn around and walk forward because the door does not let me stand up straight and then step down. Let me see. I'm gonna try something here. Because I usually get something in my hand. Let's see if we can. Yep. Can't go no wider than that. All right, so going up, fairly enough, easy enough. So if I want to come out, and at this step here, but I have to hang on to the side here so I don't trip and fall. Turn around, and then still hanging on to the thing. Yeah, I guess you could do it. I guess you could do it. It's just a matter of getting used to it and getting the getting the hang of it. That's what I was gonna say. So once you get the hang of it, you can do it. All right. All right, guys. Later. It's getting hot now. I'm gonna have to take off this shirt. Later.